Hello everyone, I hope you had a good Christmas and a New Year, ate lots of turkey trimmings and are now set for 2019, which is going to be probably a bit of an interesting year. But anyway, listen folks, the reason I'm here is a constituent of mine, Dr. Scarlett McNally, Scarlett sitting next to me, who many of you will know is a consultant orthopaedic surgeon at the DGH in Conquest. I've known Scarlett a long time. She's rightly a popular lady and has a tremendous reputation in town. Now, the reason I'm here is Scarlett, as a constituent, phoned me just after Christmas to say that she was a bit poorly, which has been dealt with, but she is a bit poorly, and part of that was a consequence of basically pollution that she had picked up over many, many years that meant there were toxins in the body, and she is a bit poorly. And then she told me that this made her even more determined than she's ever been before to really do a push around public awareness and pollution, air pollutants, public awareness around cycling, public awareness around us as individuals and also as politicians, to be that much more proactive, just to get more and more people outside into the fresh air so that they can be healthier, and also to look about what we can do as individuals and as politicians around pollutants in the air. So, Scarlett's a good friend, and I told her that it would be a pleasure for me to come and have a chat with her so she can explain in her own words the sort of thing she's looking at. Now, Scarlett, nice to see you, and happy Christmas.
Thank you very much.
And the family and what have you, bless them. But Scarlett, just tell me a little bit about why you think this is more important than ever to actually deal with the pollutants and to get people active.
Okay. Well, thanks for the lovely introduction. And as you said, I'm an orthopaedic surgeon, and I've been a doctor for 30 years now. But one thing I've got very interested in, particularly over the last few years, is the massive benefits of exercise for health. That's people just getting out, doing 20, 30 minutes a day of exercise. And so many people don't do it, and it has such a bad impact on their health. But interestingly, more recently, pollution has been noted as being causing large numbers of people to become ill.
When you say pollution, define pollution, because pollution, we don't have smog anymore, so what do you mean by pollution?
We don't see it. In a way, it's not as visible as it was in the 1950s, before my time.
And mine, folks.
But now we don't see it because it's invisible. And most of the air pollution in this country is from traffic, and some of that is from diesel and petrol products when they're burnt, and some of it is from particles from the brakes and tyres as they go over the roads. So it's a combination that is making the air quality bad enough to cause people to be ill. And it's not just asthma and things, it contributes to strokes and heart problems and some cancers. So this has been increasingly recognised, but the problem is what to do about it. Now, I've very unexpectedly got 6 months off work, clinical work, to sort my health out, and I actually want to use this as an opportunity. That's why I contacted you, because I want to use this as an opportunity, for this is what pollution does to people, and we need to make the air better in Eastbourne. It's a fantastic town, but 40% of car journeys are under 2 miles, easily within what you could cycle or walk. We need to get infrastructure in so that so it's easy to go out and walk, so you get your exercise and you reduce the pollution for everybody else, not just...
And so that would be fewer car journeys?
Yes.
Buses. But also buses being more electric. I mean, I've had a number of meetings with Stagecoach recently. They've got a good new regional director, I have to say, and they're looking to use more hybrid engines, so that reduces it.
That's really good, because it stops the idling, which produces pollution. It stops that being a bad thing if it's an electric bus. They've done it in other towns, Brighton, for example. It is possible. It requires money, it requires will to change it. And the advantage, if people are using buses, they're getting some exercise, getting to the bus stop, interacting with other people. There's all these things that have a kind of win-win effect of getting people to move about without creating pollution and making it kind of worse for everyone.
And what about cycling? I know it's something you're passionate about. I've been supportive of for a long time. Sustrans, for those who don't know, it's a charity and organisation that oversees and comes out with cycling plans across the whole UK. I believe Sustrans have recently come up with a report that they've sent to East Sussex County Council Highways that come up with some specific recommendations actually for Eastbourne. What sort of are the top line ones?
They've shown where cycle routes and walking routes can be put in across the whole town, coming through Eastbourne, Willingdon, so that people can get from one place to another. Safely.
It's one of the concerns that constituents sometimes say to me, they say, I don't feel safe, Stephen, if all these cyclists are the same place. So it needs to be done in a way that residents are comfortable with.
Absolutely, and linking up places that people are going, because then people can use them. And we need that infrastructure in place for normal people, just to treat it normal, as they do in European cities.
And I mean, there was a recent cycle lane I know that opened up at the back of Tollgate School, all around there, and I've already been told by a number of constituents how much they enjoy using it, and their kids use it as well, which is good. But thank you for that. Now back to what are the some specifics. You can tell our Facebook, my Facebook followers, what are some specifics, first of all on exercise, that you think individuals could do and why, and then some specifics around the pollution. Have a look, tell the camera.
Okay, well, with the exercise, there's a huge amount of medical evidence. I was lead author for this, 2015, Exercise, the Miracle Cure. People who do 30 minutes 5 times a week of exercise reduce their risk of getting dementia by 30%.
30 minutes a day, 5 times
30 minutes 5 times a week, so you can have a couple of days off.
Okay,
so
right.
150 minutes total.
I'm with you.
22 minutes a day you can do instead. But it's basically, it reduces your risk of dementia 30%, heart disease about 40%, depression 30%. It's also, it's a treatment for other diseases. There's some new evidence showing it's better than some of the tablets for high blood pressure and other things that are incredibly common.
Where would I go online, Scarlett? Excuse me for interrupting. Where would I go online to find some idea of exercises, you know, to do those sort of 20, 25 minutes a day, what have you? Would I just Google exercise or whatever?
Good point. If you want the report, you just look for Exercise Miracle Cure. I've got a website, I put some things on scarlettmcnally.co.uk,
That's scarlettmcnally.co.uk, check it out. So there are some suggestions there, are there? Good.
But basically it's anything. Park run is a good one, because what people need to do is do something together. And it's
because it's more of a social
It's
thing.
people of all ages, it's older people as well, because that then improves their independence, their interaction with other people, and reduces how much social care people need. And we've proved that on another paper I wrote, or was lead author for, that older people who start doing some exercise reduce how much they need social care. So we can get people up and doing more.
So it's exercise for all ages, and this is really important. And the reason I'm emphasising this is Scarlett, being the person she is, has tons of empirical evidence on this. So it really does stack up. But doing a few bits of exercise every day for a week or 5 days a week makes a considerable difference, and the evidence tells us that.
Absolutely, it's absolutely clear. So just to add about cycling, because that's something I've always done. I cycle to work, cycle home, and what I'd like to see is people put in cycle parking outside their business, for example, and schools to have parking exclusion zones, so the kids find it easier to walk or cycle to school without being worried about cars in the way.
And one of the challenges there, because I do agree with you, and I've been over this for years, and I agree with you 100%, one of the challenges, of course, is that quite often we, as parents, we have to take the responsibility not to always drive the child to school, not to drop them right outside the school in the double yellow line where we're not supposed to park. So we all have a part to play in this to make a difference. It's a responsibility.
And the other thing is when we're driving around people on bikes, to give them a little bit more space and a little bit more time, because people who've been at a scare moment don't always get back on their bike.
Of
so
course.
they're entitled to it, it's in the highway code. But we need to kind of get people just almost to think about other people, both individuals and the whole town.
I agree, and what I would add to that, forgive me Scarlett again, because I've been involved with this for a long time, I know the barriers, is that we've all got a part to play here. So I would also say to cyclists who zip around on the pavement, truly you are not doing your cause any good, because it really makes so many people so angry. It makes a lot of elderly people very, very angry, and it actually makes the objective that we want to get more people cycling even worse. So both parties have a real responsibility to actually take care of ourselves, our environment, and our neighbours.
Our lovely town.
And our lovely town.
We need it to be better than this. Interestingly, just another point on cycling, you get the same pollution in your car.
Oh, really?
Because you're
How
sitting
come
there.
if I've got all the windows closed?
You get it through the air conditioning. It's sucked up through where the diesel, near where all the exhaust fumes are.
Right. So that's the same pollutant particles.
And again, there's some particles and the pollutants. Again, there's evidence showing that you're exposed to more within a car for a journey that's in traffic and congestion than you are on a bike. So it's not about thinking you can protect your kids or your family from this. We need to do something as people to reduce journeys. Maybe 10% of journeys could be changed from car to bike or bus or walking. Yeah.
I think one of the strongest points that you make is the fact, with all the research and evidence you've collected over the years, is that how if you do more exercise, you lead a healthier life. And it doesn't need to be me going to the gym for 2 hours a day or something crazy like that. Just some sort of basic exercise, 20, 25 minutes a day, 5 days a week, makes a significant difference to your health. That's really important.
It's huge. And it's actually been proven over a number of different conditions, mental health and physical conditions.
And dementia, without a shadow of doubt. Early dementia, it's a way of not stopping it, but managing it better.
The decline, and there's evidence coming out every few months on this that's contributing, but there's not a single condition that isn't improved.
That doesn't improve with it.
And it's particularly getting out and doing exercise. So we need more play parks. We need people to get out and do things together. Sport,
maybe as a community, as a community. I mean, we're a lovely community-focused town. You know that, folks. We really are. But what about possibly organising? We can talk about this later through the summer. Maybe 2 or 3 big community exercise events that I can get my head around with the council, and you can guide us on, that we can possibly put up in the Western Lawns, because it's about getting people who don't exercise.
And they have
That's
the most
the
to
key.
gain.
They do, without a shadow of doubt.
And that would be fantastic. And in fact, the Western Lawns would be lovely, because the one thing I would like to see is the cycle route on the seafront. Other towns have it.
They do.
And the critical bit is that the half mile between just to the east of the pier.
So where's that? Which hotel?
Going to the Langham Hotel between the east.
That bit, got it.
The Langham Hotel, the Redoubt Fortress. That bit, the promenade's really narrow, and we've got a seawall.
And I do get pedestrians saying they don't want to share that with cyclists. To be completely honest. So what's your proposal?
This actually isn't just my proposal. It's been approved in the Sustrans report. There's car parking on the seaside. You could convert the car parking into a line. Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Show it to the camera.
So it's there. This is the pier going towards Langham Hotel. That car parking route could be converted to two-way cycling with a protected. A
bollard or whatever, some kind of barrier, 2-inch. Now, I believe Sustrans have actually put this report into East Sussex County Council Highways. They do have this, don't they?
Yes.
So I need to get in touch with them to find out when they're coming back to Eastbourne to consult. Yep. And I'll keep the political pressure up on that. Then when that happens, all of us, we need to really get some effort behind it. Scarlett, We're going to be coming to the end here. Is there any last few words that you'd just like to say that you really want to see happen and to be involved in yourself in 2019 around these sort of issues?
Well, thank you. I'm really pleased you come to talk to me. I just want everybody to think, what can they do as a person, as a family member, as a member of the community, and any businesses or workplace they have that could just make it a little bit better for other people to do their exercise and to reduce pollution.
Cool. So 2019 New Year's resolution, folks, particularly if you're someone who doesn't do a lot of exercise for one reason or another, check out Scarlett website, Google other sort of exercise websites. She's talking about doing 25 minutes a day for 5 days a week, makes a significant difference to your health in the longer term. And that's absolutely not just me saying as a politician or Scarlett saying as some random person. We know Scarlett is consultant surgeon at the DGH. The work and the papers she's published with the evidence behind it shows it will make a huge difference to the quality of people's lives. So I hope, folks, this is useful. Scarlett, it is always a pleasure. I'd like to thank the splendid Paul who's been taking this video, and he tells me he's taken 10 years off my life. Cheerio, folks. Bye-bye. Give away.
Bye.